Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jason Siew. I'm an agricultural officer attached to the Research Division Centennial. Today, I'm just going to share a couple of slides showing exactly what we do at the Postharvest Unit. First of all, the mission of the Postharvest Unit is to conduct research and development to facilitate a reduction in post-harvest losses and to improve the maintenance of the quality of perishable produce in Trinidad and Tobago. Our aim is to improve the efficiency of agricultural production and marketing systems for both domestic and export markets through the use of applicable post-harvest technologies. We offer quality assessments through the use of physical, chemical, and subjective analyses to quantify the overall quality and marketable quality of a variety of agricultural commodities produced in Trinidad and Tobago. The Postharvest Unit assess commodities from internal stakeholders, such as within the research division itself. We serve as a central service unit within the research division, facilitating physical, chemical, and subjective analyses for the roots unit, vegetable units, tissue culture units, and the cocoa units. We also do work for external stakeholders such as the Food and Agricultural Organization, University of the West Indies, farmers, and farmers' field schools. We also are involved in some core research projects. We do these projects in consultation with the biochemist 2, the technical officer, and the agricultural officer 1 at the post-harvest unit. We've also started a new initiative where we do quality assessments for local cocoa processors. We have done work in the past for the cocoa unit at the La Reunion Estate and several local cocoa farmers and chocolate producers in Trinidad and Tobago. This slide just shows our presentation agenda for today. I'm going to go through the post-harvest assessment of 12 different cassava varieties, some collaborative work that we have done in the past, what I mean by cocoa bean quality reports, the development of a low-cost cold storage unit, and some handouts we did with selecting, sourcing, and safe handling of fruits and vegetables before processing. And the last research project that we did was the use of edible coatings in papaya to extend the shelf life and maintain quality. In the post-harvest assessment of the 12 cassava varieties, I'll be going through assessment of the quality deterioration of the MX variety of cassava over a 5-week period under various storage conditions. I'll be going through the marketable quality, percentage weight loss of different cassava varieties. I'll also do a comparison of breakage of the tubers that were transported in bags versus crates. And I'd also take a look at the cooking quality of the 12 variety of cassava. These here just show some of the variables that we use for storage. We use paper bags, plastic bags, and we also use a wax coating to store the cassava under ambient conditions and also at cool storage at 7 degrees Celsius. This graph here shows an assessment of the MX variety over a 5-week period under ambient conditions. What you can note from the graph here is that the percentage discoloration increased for all treatments over the 5-week period, and paper bag treatments had the most discoloration over a shorter time, while wax treatment showed the least discoloration over a longer period of time. This table here is very basic. It shows you that percentage discoloration for the various cassava treatments of the MX variety were optimal under chill conditions, and most of the varieties lasted over a 5-week period. As you can see here, the mean percentage discoloration At the proximal end was basically 1, which is less than 10%. The pictures here show storage in paper bags. On the left, you can see day 0 at 7 degrees and day 7 at 7 degrees. They're basically identical. And on the bottom pictures, you can see day 0 at 22 degrees, which is the temperature we use for ambient conditions. And day 7 at 22 degrees, you can see vascular streaking and discoloration showing at the lower ends there. You can look at the dark colors and you would see the speckling and dark spotting. Under plastic bags at 7 degrees, you can see basically on the top pictures there, basically they're the same. And on the bottom pictures at 22 degrees, you can see some discoloration and vascular streaking happening after 7 days. And the wax coating at 7 degrees Celsius, you can see like basically no vascular streaking or discoloration taking place after 35 days. And at 22 degrees, there's minimal vascular streaking at 22 degrees Celsius. Comparison of percentage discoloration at different temperatures of the MX variety. It showed that all treatments showed no deterioration over, well, I would say little or no deterioration over a 5-week period under chill condition. As compared to storage under ambient conditions, it would indicate that chilling would allow for the maintenance of the quality of the cassava tubers. This graph here shows the marketable quality of the MX variety under various treatments. From the graph here, you can see that under both ambient and chill conditions, marketable quality was the highest for the wax treated cassava as compared to paper and plastic. And this would indicate that the wax treatment would be most suitable for storage of the MX variety, and preferably under chill conditions at 7 degrees Celsius. We also took a look at percentage weight loss under ambient of a period of 7 days. The result that we got indicated that percentage weight loss was significantly higher in paper bag as compared to plastic under ambient conditions. And the highest weight loss was observed in variety CM2766-5 for paper bag storage and MX59 for plastic bag stored cassava. The lowest weight loss was observed in variety CM5237 in paper bag and MCOL2215 for plastic bag stored treatment. Here we look at percentage weight loss of cassava varieties under chill conditions for 7 days as well. From the graphs, you can see the highest weight loss was seen in paper bags as compared to plastic bags under chill conditions. And the highest weight loss was observed in variety MCOL2215 for paper bags and CM5237 for plastic bags. We also observed the lowest weight loss in CM2766-5 for both paper bag and plastic bag treatment. The wax treatment of the MX had the least weight loss as compared to paper and plastic bag treatments. This slide shows the comparison of percentage weight loss at different temperatures. The weight loss under chill conditions was significantly less than the weight loss observed under ambient conditions. And the weight loss did not vary much for wax treatments of the MX59 when compared ambient and chill temperatures. The Postharvest Unit also took a look at the marketable quality of cassava under ambient conditions for a period of 7 days. From this graph, we can see that the paper bag treatment had a higher marketable quality than plastic bag treatments under ambient conditions. than plastic. We could see from this graph that most varieties they would show similar marketable quality under chill conditions. We also took a look at the percentage deterioration of the cassava under ambient conditions for 7 days. And what we observed was that the paper bag had a higher deterioration than plastic. And the varieties that showed the highest deterioration were CM6119-5 and CM3306-4. And the lowest percentage deterioration was observed in CM2766-5 for paper bag treatments, and CG1450-4, CM2772-3, and CM6119-5 for plastic bag treatments. Paper bag treatments showed a higher percentage deterioration when compared to plastic bag treatments. Exemptions were seen in the varieties CG1450-4 and MP183, and the highest percentage deterioration were in CM3306-4 variety for paper bag and MP183 variety for plastic bag treatments. We also had the lowest percentage deterioration scores for the varieties mentioned here. I see here that MX was one of them for plastic bag treatments. Overall, the average percentage discoloration was lower in chill conditions as compared to ambient conditions for most varieties under different treatments. And the wax treatments appear to have the lowest percentage discoloration as compared to other treatments in the MX variety under both ambient and chill conditions. Also took the opportunity to do a cooking analysis of the 12 varieties of cassava. Some of the parameters we assessed were cooking time, ease of peel, the texture after cooking, stickiness, mouthfeel, and appearance after cooking. When looking at the cooking time of the 12 varieties, we could see here that CM6119-5 took the longest time to cook, and the MX variety cooked the fastest. Textural assessment. The varieties range mostly from very firm to more soft and firm. And the MX and the MP183 were more soft than firm after cooking. Stickiness assessment. Most cassava varieties showed mild stickiness, with only MX, CG1450-4, and CM6119-5 showed moderate stickiness. Assessment of mouthfeel. Most varieties were uneven in texture. The MX variety and the CM523-7 was smooth and even texture. Appearance. Most varieties had the same appearance when raw and cooked. Some were cream in color. The only white variety we had was the MP183 variety, and CM6119-5 and CM2772-3 were the only pale yellow varieties that we had. These pictures here just show the different color characteristics and appearances of the different varieties we have. The left was the yellow, the middle picture was the white, and on the right you could see the cream variety. We also did an assessment of a comparison of the breakage of tubers. What we did was a simple experiment. We had a farmer field. We transported cassava that were recently harvested to the lab in crocus bags, because as we know, most farmers in Trinidad and Tobago, they use crocus bags to transport their cassava from the field to the market. Then after, we transported a similar amount of cassava in crates. And the results we got showed that on average, the cassava transported in crates had about approximately 20% less breakage than the cassava that were transported in bags. This would lead to higher marketable quality and a higher shelf life of the cassava that is transported to the market for sale. Some of the recommendations we got from this experiment, basic, is use plastic crates when handling and transporting cassava. It results in ease of stacking and less damage. You could also use appropriate storage treatments, which would be the wax in this case. You could use optimum temperatures when storing in order to prolong shelf life and maintain quality. 7 degrees Celsius is the optimal temperature for storage. And the best is to use the variety that's best suited for your market. On the last point there, as we saw in the results, the MX variety is the most common varieties that we would find in our local market. And this was shown based on these. We could see that it had good stickiness, good mouthfeel. It had the shortest cooking time, and its appearance was appealing to local consumers. On the point where use optimum temperatures, example 7 degrees Celsius, most farmers in Trinidad and Tobago don't have access to a low-cost cold storage unit by which they could store their harvested produce. This would be addressed in a slide in the same presentation where we also did a research project to produce a low-cost cold storage unit that could drop to 7 degrees Celsius using a normal window-type AC unit. The Postharvest unit also does collaborative work for the vegetable unit and the roots unit. Some of the commodities we assess are pumpkin, hot pepper, cassava, yam, and sweet potato. The parameters evaluated would be both quantitative and qualitative data. We do assessments, physical, chemical, organoleptic, and shelf life studies. Some of the work we do for the coconut unit, we do qualitative analysis and shelf life studies on different varieties. At present, we are involved in a joint project with the coconut unit. We are presently assessing different varieties of coconut to get the best variety that is most suitable for the market. We're looking at physical characteristics, as well as the water content, water taste, and also the shelf life of the coconut water stored at different temperatures. It is the hope in the future that when we determine which variety is optimal, we would disseminate this information and share some of the local varieties with the local farmers in Trinidad and Tobago. The Postharvest Unit has embarked on a new initiative where we have started to do cocoa bean quality reports for farmers, cocoa farmers, and chocolate processors in Trinidad and Tobago. Some of the parameters that we assess would be simple parameters such as the quantity of beans, the aroma, sizes of the beans, presence of foreign objects, individual bean weight, and also the moisture content. The optimum moisture content for these beans would be between 6 to 7%. We also perform a cut test. Basically selecting 30 random beans, cutting them longitudinally, and evaluating them based on a chart that we have. I will show in the next slide. From the cut test evaluation, we could see here that we could do a comparison and select slightly over fermented beans. We could also pinpoint well fermented beans and moldy and infested beans. We would have to give a percentage of these different characteristics and place it in their quality report. This slide here shows the initiative I spoke about earlier, where we try to produce a low-cost cold storage unit using just a normal window-type AC unit. It was tested using several local commodities, and it was found to be very effective in maintaining the quality and extending the shelf life. Some of the achievements that we got were continuous use of the cold bath unit without malfunction for 90 days at 8 degrees Celsius. However, lower temperatures can be achieved, but you need to upgrade the size of the air conditioning unit. At the Postharvest unit, we have a 12,000 BTU window type unit, and the temperature could drop to 7 degrees Celsius without any malfunction. However, research has shown that if you increase the size of the air conditioning unit up to 24,000 BTU, you can get temperatures as low as 2 degrees Celsius. I could just go into a little detail into how the cold bath unit works. This is a device on the right in the black, as you can see. It hooks up to the coils in the air conditioning unit, and there's a heater that heats the coils. It actually tricks the air conditioning unit to make it believe that inside the chamber is warmer than it actually is. So it continues working until it produces a lower temperature. It also has, the heater also prevents the coils in the air conditioning unit from freezing over and allowing the low temperatures to be achieved. These are just some commodities we had in the cold bath unit. The pictures on the left, which show storage under ambient conditions, room temperature, and on the pictures on the right, which show the temperatures, which show the commodities stored under low temperatures. The first pic, you can see the body. You can see the yellowing and deterioration of the body on the left, and the green color on the right. On the bottom, you can see the Karaili. On the right slide, you can see the mangoes on the left, room temperature, and on the right is stored in the cool bath unit. And you can see the sweet pepper. The left would show stored under ambient, and on the right, the cool conditions. Tomato here, on the top is day 0, and the bottom would be day 21. The left would show the ambient, and the right would show in the cool bath unit. We also produce 2 handouts that would show the proper management techniques involved in selecting, sourcing, and handling of fruits and vegetables before processing. First step would be selecting excellent quality materials to start off with. Use materials, commodities with fresh appearance, suitable texture, and appropriate stage of maturity. Discard commodities that are diseased, decayed, and overripe. Always source fresh produce from farmers who practice good agricultural practices or GAPs. You can look for indicators such as they're using clean water, have good field sanitation, using approved chemicals, and placing harvested produce in clean, sanitized containers. Also, workers can be trained to enforce hygienic practices. In times like these, you would know that basic personal sanitation is necessary, such as washing hands, wearing protective gear at all times, such as masks, gloves, hairnets, and do not allow eating, drinking, or wearing jewelry at the processing site. The safe handling of whole produce before processing, you could implement techniques such as inspection, whereby you check the produce for the quality, produce with care and keep records, pre-cooling before processing, and also storage and washing of raw produce. Sanitation could be implemented by using approximately 1 tablespoon of bleach per gallon of water before processing. We also did a guide with fresh cut processing of fruits and vegetables. Basically, you start with the same process whereby you sort, wash, sanitize, then trimming and chopping off all the diseased edges, and draining out excess water. And then thereafter, you could do after sanitation a dip in a 40 ppm, which is a half teaspoon of bleach per gallon of water for 1 minute. Then you could dry and store in the appropriate containers. This here is the last research project that I'm going to speak about. What we did, we used the edible coating to treat fresh cut papaya pieces. The papaya was washed, sanitized, it was sliced, chopped into appropriate sizes, and then it was dipped in this edible coating called NatureSeal. It was then packaged and stored over a period of time. After the assessment, over a period of, as I can see here, 2 weeks, we looked at overall visual quality and decay and spoilage throughout the period of time. The graph on the left shows the overall OVQ of sanitized NatureSeal over a 14-day period using the red lady variety. On the right, we looked at the off odor, which would be an indicator of spoilage over a period of time. Some of the conclusions we got from this experiment was that NatureSeal, the edible coating was successful in extending shelf life and maintaining quality over the period of 2 weeks. It delayed changes and loss of fresh appearance of the papaya pieces, translucency, texture, and sensory characteristics such as aroma, off odor, and taste. Sensory evaluation of the pieces also indicated that it didn't affect taste or flavor in any way, and it was overall accepted by consumers. I would just like to take this opportunity to thank everybody for taking part in this presentation. The way forward for the post-harvest unit, we want to try to be more farmer-oriented in the post-harvest unit. We want to try to open our doors to the farming community, whereby we could provide a service and provide analysis of the various post-harvest management systems that farmers, processors have in place at present. We could take a look at these systems and provide recommendations for improvement. As I said before, we also started the initiative with the cocoa bean quality reports. At present, we can only do physical certification, and we are striving to achieve certification for tasting as well. When this is done, we will be able to provide a more detailed report for cocoa bean processors. I would like to ask your feedback for any future projects that you all have in mind that the post-harvest unit can perform. Basically, what would you all like us to do? I just want to say thank you, and any questions, comments, you can post it on the Facebook page. And the contact information, you can see it there. Jason Siew, fp.gov.tt, siewjason@yahoo.com. That's my contact there. And also you can contact the TO Crops ces@gmail.com. Thank you.
Not seeing any questions.